Hey guys, Sam here, and welcome back to another FIFA 18 experiment. In today's video, we won't be taking a look at something that's too original. I believe this has been done by a few people before, but many of you have been suggesting this over the past few months, and I thought to myself, why not do it? It's something I've always wanted to do, and it is going to be very interesting to see the results of this video. We're going to be taking a look at what would happen if we had a 24-nation league. In a league format, not like the World Cup where there's groups and knockout, just a straight league format. What would happen and which team would come on top based on their current players. So I think it's a pretty interesting experiment. Many of you have suggested it before, and like I said, it's been done before. I'm not claiming this as an original idea either. But if you do go on to enjoy today's video, please do leave a like on it and subscribe if you're new around here. Also, turn notifications on. I haven't really ever said that. I just say subscribe. I don't really talk about notifications. I don't know if it makes a difference, but just in case, if you really want, turn notifications on so I don't get lost in your sub boxes. Because honestly, I don't even know how YouTube works at this point. I just know that turning on notifications means you have a better chance of seeing a video when it comes out, so do that if you would like to. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Before we get into the video, actually, I should also say, keep leaving your experiment suggestions down below in the comments section, and if you like something down there, you want to see that video, leave a like on that comment, gets them all the way up, and I can see them much easier. So if you see something down there you like, leave a like on it. But if you have an experiment suggestion yourself, then go ahead and leave that down there as well. Now let's get into the video. Okay, so this is what the league looks like. I auto-filled the 24 spots, but I did make sure that most of top nations were in there. I wanted to make sure. So if I've forgotten someone, I don't think I have, but if I've forgotten someone, or if you think there's a team that should have been in that isn't in, don't blame me. It is auto-filled, but I made sure that the upper echelon were in there. So taking a look at the 24 nations, we have Argentina, Belgium, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Czech Republic, Denmark, England, France, Germany, Iceland, Italy, Mexico, Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, Russia, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Turkey, the United States, Uruguay, and Wales. Those are the 24 nations that will be taking place here. So not a bad caliber of nations. Just reading them out, I don't think I missed anybody. I just wanted to make sure that the top nations were in there, and that'll let the autofill do the job for the rest of them. So nations like Iceland and the United States, I'm sure you could find a team that could replace them, but it's interesting to have a couple of the lower nations in there as well to see how they compete with the world's best. So those are the nations. Let's take a look at who has a good start to the season. Let's take a look at halfway through the season once everybody's played each other once and see which nation is doing the best. So without further ado, let's take a look at the results halfway through the season. Okay, so there we are, 23 games played, and wow, what a half a season for France. I wasn't expecting anybody to dominate that much, to have no losses halfway through the season. Hats off to France. That is incredible. To play 23 other nations and not lose a single game, even if they don't go undefeated for the rest of the season, that in amongst itself is impressive. My God, I was not expecting that at all. Even with that, they're only 1 point ahead of Brazil, who are keeping them honest. Brazil with 46 points, despite having 3 losses. They're pulling out some big wins. Spain in 3rd, Germany in 4th, tied on points with Portugal in 5th. Italy takes 6th, with then Poland, Denmark, Belgium in 9th, Colombia, England, Argentina in 12th. I would have expected them to be doing a little bit better than that. Netherlands in 13th, Uruguay 14th, Switzerland, Russia, Czech Republic, Mexico, Turkey, and then going towards the bottom we have Sweden, Wales, Chile, Iceland, and the United States sitting at the bottom with 10 points to their name. Still a lot of things up for grabs. Right now, it's France and Brazil who are leading the way, then a bit of a gap to Spain. But between Spain and Denmark, there is 3 points difference, and Belgium is right there as well. 4 points separating Belgium and Spain. So the top 3 to 9 is heavily contested at the moment. and France and Brazil have made a bit of a lead. Will they stretch that lead out, or can the rest of the nations bring that gap down and make it a real competitive end to the season? Let's take a look at the results at the end of the season, and let's see if France can continue going undefeated. I wonder how many losses they'll have at the end of the season, and also if the likes of England and Argentina are going to break into the top 10. Let's take a look at the end of the season. I'm sure whatever happens, it's going to be very, very interesting. Okay, and there it is at the end of the season. France just pulling away. Or was it Brazil just dropping off? I mean, the gap goes from 1 point at the halfway point to 16 points between France and Brazil at the end of the season. 16 points from what was a 1 point gap, or a 1 point deficit from Brazil's side at halfway through the season. Brazil with a shocking second half of the season. However, they were the second best attacking team in the league, so the defense may be just hindering them a little bit. France going on and losing 5 games in the second half of the season, but still a 10-point gap between France and second place Italy, who jumped up from 6th place halfway through the season to take second with 87 points. Spain remain in third. They had 86 points. Belgium with a big jump into 4th, 83 points for them. Germany in 5th. Brazil in 6th, tied with Portugal on points in 7th, and then a 5-point gap to England, who did break into the top 10, taking 8th, Poland in 9th, Netherlands in 10th, Argentina struggling still for the rest of the season. They take 11th, with Switzerland, Colombia, Turkey, Denmark, Russia, Uruguay, Chile, Czech Republic, Mexico, Sweden, the United States jumping up from last to 22nd, Wales 23rd, and bottom of the table, Iceland. I thought maybe for a second there Iceland wouldn't be at the bottom, and they were close as well, 2 points off from Wales, but they do take the bottom spot with the worst defensive record in the league. So France, I mean, I wasn't expecting such a big gap between the first place nation and the second place nation. 10 points is a massive, massive gap. The best attacking team, the best defensive team, both France, absolutely crazy. I mean, in real life and in FIFA, doesn't matter which one you're talking about, France's squad, the amount of talent they have, them and Germany, their depth is absolutely incredible. They could field 4 different starting 11s that would all be very competitive for both those nations. Each could, I reckon, 4 starting 11s that could be very competitive. I think if you had France, France B, France C, and France D, they'd probably all make the World Cup. Same thing with Germany, I mean. But you never know, Brazil's always in there. They ended up finishing 6th in this experiment. In terms of Italy, they're not in the World Cup, but they came 2nd. Spain, as much as I like them, I don't think will do anything. And Belgium, I still feel their side is a bit too young and probably will be a bit more competitive. Or I'd say, actually, Belgium would be a lot more competitive next World Cup. I know it's 4 years away and a lot of the players will be a lot older, but they will be much more experienced. So I think Belgium has a good chance in the next World Cup in 2022. Argentina struggling, 11th position. I really wasn't expecting that. But Poland, a team who quite notoriously in my experiments always do well, or always seem to do well, in 9th position. Which is good to see. I think they have a good squad in real life as well, but I like their squad in FIFA. I think it's a really nice team there. They finish in 9th. I think they should hold their head up high. Probably the performers of the experiment were Poland in 9th, to be honest with you. In terms of the individual performances, it was Mesut Ozil as the top goal scorer, 19 goals for him. You'd think he'd be assisting a little bit more, but it seems like he was scoring the goals. Payet and Lamar for France, 18 goals apiece. Mertens for Belgium, 16 goals, along with Sanchez for Chile and Jorgensen for Denmark, also picking up 16 goals. Perotti, Coutinho, Immobile, and Harry Kane, all with 15 goals. Bale, Sigurdsson, and Izquierdo with 14 goals, and Cavani and Eriksen round up the top 15 with 13 goals apiece. In terms of the assists, Payet again is up there, 12 assists for him. Shaqiri and Harry Kane with 10 assists. Harry Kane must have been on the corners. Willian, Eriksen, and Roberto Firmino with 9 assists apiece. Zagoev, Lukaku, and Koke with 8 assists. Cristiano Ronaldo, Silva, Gerla, Derrida, and Koeman, all 7 assists, and Iniesta ends up in 15th place. I'm sure with a lot of other people, but he's the one that's featured in 15th with 6 assists. I just want to quickly point out, Ronaldo only features in the assists. Messi doesn't feature in the top 15 for either of those categories, and Neymar didn't feature in either of those categories, not to mention the likes of Griezmann not featuring in either of the categories. I mean, top players in the world not featuring in the top 15 goal scorers or assists, other than Cristiano Ronaldo with 7 assists. And then in terms of the goalkeepers, the clean sheets, it was actually Wojciech Szczesny and Poland who keep the most amount of clean sheets. 19 for them. Lloris picked up 18, and then a massive gap to the rest of the field, which just shows France obviously just losing 5 games. They went undefeated for half a season. Lloris picking up 18 clean sheets, the best defensive team in the league, but it just shows Poland actually kept 1 more clean sheet, which is absolutely crazy. That's a hell of an effort from Poland and Szczesny. That's incredible if you take a look at how far ahead Lloris was to the rest of the field, but Szczesny's up there ahead of him. That's pretty incredible. 11 clean sheets for Jan Sommer and Jack Butland, with Zoet, De Gea, Edison, and Donnarumma all keeping 10 clean sheets. Courtois with 9, Howard, Akinfeev, Hennessy, Bravo, and Muslera all with 8, and Manuel Neuer picking up 7 clean sheets. But that is it. That is the end of today's But that is it, guys. That is the end of today's experiment. If you did enjoy it, please do leave a like on the video. Like I said before, leave your experiment suggestions down below. This was a fun one to do. I like taking a look at international teams because it's just something a little bit different, especially when you put them in a format that you don't usually see international teams in. It's really fun to just see what happens. And in a long season like this, so many things could go different, you know what I mean? I mean, we could do this experiment probably 5 times and have 5 completely different results. And speaking of doing this experiment 5 times and having different results, if you guys would like to see this again, I'm gonna leave a poll in the top right corner. Would you like to see this video again, international teams in a league format? In the poll, there is a yes or no poll up in the top right corner. Please do just vote for that. If you don't want to see it, that's fine. But if you'd like to see this again and see what possibly changes, then go ahead and leave a like on it, because I'm sure we could do this experiment a lot of times and have different results. So go ahead, have your voice heard in the poll in the top right corner. But other than that, guys, that is it from me. I'm going to have more experiments coming in the next coming weeks. I'm also going to be starting to do some FIFA 19 videos, I guess you can call them. What I would like to see introduced into FIFA, teams I'd like to see introduced, leagues I'd like to see introduced. Similar to what Niren is doing. I don't know if you know who Niren is, but when I do those videos, I'm actually going to be shouting him out anyway. Not that he needs it. But yeah, I'm going to be shouting him out because he's been doing them, and it's been getting my creative juices going as well. And the way I'm going to be doing them, the way I'm going to be structuring them is I'm going to give, like, let's say 5 things I want to see in career mode. And then I'm going to be giving the floor to you guys. So when those videos come out, I want you guys to be getting involved in the comment section then. And yeah, those will be fun videos to make, I think, just voicing our opinions on what we'd like to see in FIFA, in career mode, the teams we'd like to see, the leagues we'd like to see, features that we'd like to have back or introduced into FIFA. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That'll be also on the channel in the next coming weeks as well. So if you don't want to miss out on those videos and you want to definitely be discussing what you'd like to see in career mode, then definitely turn the notifications on, because you definitely don't want to miss those videos. Other than that, guys, subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting. I love you guys all so much. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you had a good day. I will see you guys in the next one very soon. Keep it real.